Okay. There he is. How are you doing, Chrissy?
Just a couple things. So got the computer over here. One thing that's for is it's gonna be the new Fuel Master, and then we've got the gate RFID reader maker now. So I can fix the, if you got buses like Kelly, I'm gonna get yours fixed.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's a new computer over there. It's for the Fuel Master. So the Fuel Master, the reason why it keeps going on and off, we have to reboot it. We're having power surges, and it's fried basically that computer that's in that one out there. Some of the stuff I can reset in here. Some of it I have to go out physically reboot it, just like, because I mean it's a computer. We're gonna put the software onto the new computer, and we've got that on order to get repaired. So here within the week. The DEF is off right now. There's a leak in the tank, and then when we had that windstorm a couple weeks ago, messed up the doors on that thing, so they're gonna repair that whole tank. So the tank's empty. If you need DEF, get with the mechanics. If you're above 2 bars or at 2 bars, you're okay until we get that thing fixed. So if you get to 1 bar, go ahead and call them. They've got some individual gallons that they can put in. But right now, if you're a deaf person, that thing's off. Parking stalls, I'm redoing them. There's just a few that are getting moved because we got the newer buses in, rotating them in, rotating a couple old buses out. Also, along the north fence, and this is mainly for the activity drivers, there's stall numbers already put on them for the bus number. So like 21-33 is on the fence. If you park at an angle and drive at the sign, you're in your stall. We're gonna get railroad ties and mark it over the summer. Park it back in the stall that you got it from. They should all be up to date. They should all say north fence, or anything that's underneath the awning has a stall number on the tag. They should all be current. We've been working on that, so if you got something, if you're not sure, call in, I'll give it to you. But park in the proper stall. The activity drivers, over the 21s over there, because that way we can keep track, because if we see an empty slot, we know what bus is gone. We had discipline class over break. We're going to do another one for next month sometime. It's volunteer if you do want to do it. It'll be paid, but it wasn't such a class, it's just kind of getting out philosophies and talking amongst yourself. What things that you're seeing on the bus, what things work for you, things that we see in the office. To go to a little more detail of what we do with like bullying, how it's reported through the state. So when you guys do write-ups for bullying, you guys just put level 1, 2, or 3. Tony and me are the ones that do all that. But we keep track of bullying. That's state reported.
It was very informative.
Fuel pump, your map, we're going to be doing map audits in the next couple weeks. We've got several that we're in January, so we're halfway through the school year, and maps are still not either in there or correct. Nobody asked me. You got paid for them, and if you're not doing them, you got to remember, when you're doing your maps, these books are not for you. They're for the sub-driver. The sub-driver should be able to get in there and read it and go to all your houses the way you do it. Don't have separate maps for the way you do it versus what the kids do, especially on SPED routes, because SPED students, especially if they're autistic, no routines. And if you deviate from that routine, that kid will get upset.
Yes, I will.
So whatever you do is how it should be done in the map book, okay? If you have questions with maps, come see me. I will work with you, we'll get the maps correct. They're easy, you only really got to do, you should have 4 sets. Tier 1, AM, PM. Tier 2, AM, PM. Even if they are the exact same, I don't want 1. They should be 4 sets. If they're the exact same, we just make a copy, a color copy, and you're done.
Perfect.
Okay? And it says Tier 1, AM. Tier 2, AM. Tier 1, PM. After page 1, whatever. If you have issues, if you want to do those, if you're not sure, bring it to the trainers, which is Cindy or Joy, or me, and we'll work with you and get them fixed. The ID cards, so we've given them all out, except for some new ones, and IT still can't get that program. So what we're going to start, and I will put a notice out in the next couple weeks, is I'll have a couple buses every other day, have your kids give them their cards. So the students will give all their cards to their driver on a bus. We'll tell you which one. We're not going to do it, it'll be orderly. bring it in, I'll scan them into the system, that way it's in the system, because some reason they can't get that program to cooperate with transporting. As for the transporting, we are in the middle of shopping for a new system that matches the functionalities we like from transporting. They're not gonna be here until late February, early March to do a entire run-through, the tech support, because there's only so much I can do. I can't do the wiring. I can replace computer parts, I can replace the tablets, but there's only so much I can personally do. They're supposed to come down, it's part of their plan, so they're going to, but it's gonna be another month.
So we sticking with transporting?
I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. We are shopping options.
That's not an answer.
You're right, it's not, because I don't have an answer at this time, because it depends on how things go. We are shopping, if that tells you anything. So, pre-K. Okay, we have a pre-K noon round coming open, so if anyone's interested, see Deronda or Kathy. That's all I got. Any questions for me?
We also have an 11:45, 11:15 or 11:45 shuttle, and another shuttle that's open, so if anybody's interested in that, let us know.
Oh, where?
Kim, I think the only thing Kim wanted, was to make sure you guys are turning your time cards in. Right now, she's got about a dozen of you, she keeps turning your time cards in for you at the end of the week. That's not her job, that's your job. And you really should be doing it, because if your time is wrong, you're gonna know it. Kim's just going, okay, I guess they're good, she's just turning it in. And if you didn't clock in or out one day, she's not gonna go look through that, she's just gonna submit your time cards. So you need to do that. Within the next couple weeks, she's gonna quit submitting them. So if you don't know how to do your own time cards, you need to get with someone, because you're gonna realize pretty quick you're not gonna get paid, because she's not gonna do them anymore. It's not her job, okay? Deb, also gone. I don't think so. Inspection sheets. I think there's about a dozen that we did not get from December. Guys, we're getting ready to get audited again, a big audit. I have to have that stuff turned in. That's Fed stuff. I'm not messing with it. Get it turned in. So if you get a note in your box and you've already done it, then give it to Tammy and find out where it's at, because we don't have it. Okay, so if you have not turned in your December time or your December inspection sheets, you need to get those done quick. We need to get them in. You need to be turning them in every week anyway. It's only a week at a time, or every two if you're doing them on the
They need
back.
to check the fluid thing at the top, just all the links around the bottom.
Yeah.
They need to make sure they do the fluid check at the top. Because if
Okay.
you don't, then I'm putting down you're not doing your fluid check, so you can get dinged. Okay?
Okay.
Is that the paper, or because we do both, we do the paper and then we do the,
If you're doing,
Did you?
I have to have it on paper.
okay,
If you're doing it online, that's fantastic, but
okay.
we're having some issues with the online, so,
Everybody does it on paper?
huh? If we're not getting them in here, they need to be done on paper. If for some reason you're doing them and we're not getting them, if she puts a note in your box that says, I haven't gotten your forms, whatever you're doing online isn't getting to me, okay? But if you're doing it online and she doesn't say something to you, then you're doing something right, okay? Cindy?
I'm good, Joy speaking for me, but I think we skipped Tony.
Oh, we're gonna come back to Tony. Oh, Tony, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I'm not like somebody else
Okay,
here.
I don't know how I scrolled forward. Trying to hustle and get you guys out of here pretty quick. Tony,
Yes,
go ahead.
guys, keep the write-ups coming. If you haven't done a write-up and you wanna do one, if you're a new driver or been here for a while and you wanna do your first one, come over and see me and I'll help you with it. You don't wanna talk to a parent, you know, I know a lot of people don't wanna talk to them, I don't wanna talk to them. I have to talk to them. But if you don't wanna talk to a parent, text a parent, email a parent, you have to do that. You have to give notification. The perfect ones I get are from the crew back here on the back corner. They send an email to the parent, they don't wanna talk to the parent, that's fine. They send an email and they courtesy copy me in, and I know exactly what they told the parent. It's perfect. So you can do that every single time. I'll help you with it. Let me know, keep them coming, because we're way ahead of last year.
Where are we at right now?
247, write-ups from the bus drivers. So it's, I know most of the fat kids, parents. Yeah.
Grandparents, siblings, yep. I miss anybody else? No? Okay. Kristen?
Just super fast, when you guys are cleaning out your buses, can you not sweep your trash just onto the ground? Because I pulled up the other day to fuel up, and I opened my door, and somebody had clearly swept out their bus, which is great, we should all be doing it, but all the trash that was on their bus was all over the ground. So I took the time to pick it up, but there were candy wrappers, I mean, there was just all sorts of trash. So if you're cleaning up your bus, pick up that stuff. It's one thing to sweep the dirt out, but I'm trying to save the sea turtles here. So let's not have candy wrappers all over the ground because they're just gonna blow everywhere. So that's, yeah, I mean, you've got a dustpan and a trash can, just pick it up.
Ron's not here. Sean didn't have anything that he could think of. Joy?
Oh,
Hey, I haven't said anything yet. TAC meeting, Transportation Advisory Committee starts again on the 24th. It's a volunteer committee. If you've got something you want to talk about, something you want to say, something to get on the agenda. Sarah is our agenda person, put it in her box, send her a text or email. And then I've got a picture. I found this lineup in a map, sub-map this week as I was driving it. Does anybody remember what this map is from?
Very beginning of school.
Very beginning of school year when we were parking on the east side of Central. Please put lineups in your sub-maps, please. You know what, I know you guys get mad at me because I don't know where I'm going and I pull that bus in there and you're like, you're not supposed to be here, you're supposed to be behind so-and-so and so-and-so. I don't know that. If it's not in the map book, I don't know that. And put what time you're leaving here. If you leave here at 2:05, put that on the lineup so that I don't go over and muck it up over at Mays Middle and get in the way. Thank you, Jenny. You are an amazing para, and she has a book, Kim Nail makes a book, and without them I would have been lost this week, and you had times, dates, phone numbers. Thank you. Tell your paras. If your paras don't know how to unload at a school, tell them so I know to pull up there and to let off. I don't know that. Write it down somewhere. Beverly, she's got a cul-de-sac that she leaves and goes down with one student. She wrote his name is Michael or something like that. So in the afternoons when I get on the bus and I can say, hey Michael, are you here? Michael, are you here? I don't have to go down that cul-de-sac and make a 3-point turn. But if you don't write that name on there, I don't know that. That helps me out tremendously. And from one of the subs, not me, said, for the love of God, please write down what you do, not what you're saying you're doing, in the sub-map so we know that. If you go to Casey's for 5.3 seconds, write it down in there so we know what you're doing. What time you leave in the morning is critical for a sub-driver. When I get here at 6 o'clock and know I'm leaving at 6:06, I need to know. If you change that, if you go somewhere, I don't care what you do, what I want to know is what time does it, you leave here and how long does it take to get to that first stop? Whatever you do on your own time, I don't care. Just for me as a sub, I need to know what time to leave so I can get to the first stop on time and be en route. Let me see. If you have kids with difficulties and special needs, write their name on the side of that map. So I turn to that page and know, I'm not going to let that one sit in the back of the bus. I'm going to put him up here, and he's going to ask, and I'm going to have to fight with him. If edges of maps, if you've got an edge of a map and it does not have Mays and 13th on it, I'm lost.
yeah.
Give me two corners. Give me a 21st and a 13th and a Mays and give me some major. Because sometimes if you make copies, that edge will go off. So write it down in big black Sharpie so I can see it. I'm old and my eyes are. Make your stops big enough for me to see them because my eyes are old. Who's your para? Sometimes I get on, I don't know who that para is. If you don't know who if your paras are changing, write them in pencil so I know who that is. Anything else from sub-drivers?
Do you have a deadline for when they update their maps?
Yeah, it was back in 7 hours.
Well, can we set one that actually works
within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
We have done that and they still don't update them.
I thought
Yes.
we're supposed to update them every month, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to have them updated every single month, so your map should never be more than
I
30
know
days out.
that, but it's not getting done.
I think
So-
as subs, we're gonna start making a prize. And
Yeah.
every month, if we've driven your route and it's the best route.
I like that idea.
I thought you said you were gonna make them cry. If it's a bad one, they may make you cry.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, and I think we've talked about this with the audit. If I have no maps, or if your maps aren't good, you're gonna sub one day to somebody else's maps.
There you go. That aren't any good.
There is a reason why we ask for you guys to do the routes and do the maps. As a sub driver, I don't know all the things you guys do about your routes. I drive routes. I drive all the routes. Yeah, I don't have them memorized. I work on routes constantly. They blend together. I'll follow the maps to the T, but it has to be right. It has to be readable. So if you're, like I said, when I said we're gonna do the audit, and if you have questions, come get with me. That's why, because I sub, Joy subs, you guys can see the difference when you sub. So if we continue to have this issue because the HR won't let me dock you pay for not doing something you claim you did, you're gonna sub on a bus,
I like that.
okay? It's not hard. Do
If
the
you have good
maps.
maps, it's not hard.
Yes,
Two things, directly on what you're talking about. If you want me to come to see you, I need a hard appointment time. Now, whatever, I don't care what time, but, you know what I'm saying? If we say, okay, well, we're gonna talk this time, we need to do that. Not be pushed off to another time. And then another request, this is a request. This is off topic now. Mays Middle School line up in the morning when it's dark. Is it asking too much to shut off your strobe and your headlights
That's
as
the
a courtesy to other drivers? Just,
the strobe lights, it says in the policy, we wrote one, so we had it on paper. When you pull into the lot, turn your strobes off. If somebody's doing that, just like you do with the headlight check, just say generic strobe light check, because you may have forgotten. You forget things constantly. It happens. But when you're pulling into the thing, turn the strobe lights on. When you're out and about, use them. I use mine regardless, and I'm allowed to. That is our policy.
We are not required to turn
But-
off our headlights though, are we?
the headlights in the lineup over there where your stop
Out of
gate for 10
courtesy.
Yes.
Yes, I
Shut the headlights off?
The parking lights.
How many drivers have Yeah.
Like I said, you guys get out of courtesy. We need a policy for that.
It's not flashing me on.
Oh, the people that were.
All right. We are still understaffed. We need at least 6 more CDL drivers. I'd love to have 4 or 5 mini bus drivers in Paris. So if you guys know anybody here, it's still hiring, even though we're halfway done. All right, we're almost done. There's a lot of speed limit changes in the district. I'm sure you guys have all seen them or at least heard about them on the radio. Yeah, right. Typically, they've been 45, 55, and they've gone clear down to 40. Every road that we service on in the town of Mays for the school district is going to eventually hit 40, 30-mile-an-hour neighborhoods. So if you're running a road that still says 45, be watching it because they just don't have a sign to replace it yet. It's coming. They ran out of 40-mile-an-hour signs.
Can they give you a ticket if the signs aren't up there?
No. No, that's an ordinance that's been in place a long time, they've just never done it. Yeah, so I think they're just now getting around to getting it done. And now that we've got enough traffic in Mays now, I think they don't have a choice. So, make sure you're plugging in your buses, don't lay the end of your cord out on the walkway, and don't put it under your bus where you can run it over. If you're putting it out on the walkway, I will be the one that trips on it. Okay? Or rolls my ankle on it because I stepped on it wrong. And then make sure you're not running them over because they are expensive. They are outdoor heavy-duty cords. How many times a day does someone run your stop sign? We're looking, we have been asked to trial some new safety equipment for a company. We need 2 buses that have a ton of stop sign runners, and I would love to see multiple a day. So if you got some, I need to know how many times a day on average it's getting run, and we'll put you down as a potential for that survey.
Are these cameras?
No, they are not cameras. It's the school bus sign decal on the front top, It's illuminated, it's not just reflective, and then the entire stop sign lights up, not just the wig-wag lights.
Wow.
The entire sign
That would
back
be
lights.
nice, 'cause a lot of the areas I go through, there's dark, there's no lights, there's no street
Yeah,
lights.
so it's only for people that have issues with people running your stop sign. So I just need to know, on average, how many. Now, when we start doing the survey, because this isn't gonna be just a free light on your bus, you're gonna have to fill out a survey. You're gonna have to let me know every day how many people have run it. It's gonna be labor intensive, but hopefully maybe this works out and we get some more.
I thought you stayed through the camera.
Not yet, no. If you're interested, I know it sounds stupid to talk about it already, but if you are interested in summer school, let me know. I'll put your name up on the board. Thinking of you card for Michelle, it's at Tammy's desk. We talked about the midday runs. Mays High School, so if you guys haven't noticed, Darren's not over there every day. He has a real job he has to do every day. He's been phenomenal about doing it so far. But now he's getting people to go do that for him, or for us, actually. When you leave Mays High School, I guess yesterday somebody yelled at our crossing guard over there, you have to stop traffic, and they don't have to stop it. That's not their job. She was completely uncomfortable with stepping out in front of cars, which I get.
She doesn't do anything, she stands there every now and then.
Her job is to help kids get across that street that's the only thing she's out there to do. Darren was out there helping you guys block traffic, but he was a big enough guy that he didn't worry about people hitting him. Now we're gonna have folks that aren't gonna be comfortable with that, so. Audits, so we let go a gentleman a couple weeks ago, well, it was before break. He's trying to sue us now. It doesn't matter who, I can't tell you any of that information, but I can tell you that he is claiming, if you have not done a pre-trip, or he didn't see you do a pre-trip, I have your name, your bus number, and a time. He has kept track of everything. That's why we're getting hammered on this audit. We have passed our audits every year since I've been here. Every year Becky was here, as far as I know. We've never had issues. But now that they have documentation from somebody that worked in our district, that you're not doing your pre-trips, oh, the one that just bites me in the rear, all these buses weren't stopping at stop signs. Keith Dryling from the state of Kansas came down, was here, whatever day this week, Wednesday, sat in my office with Chris and I, and he says, I have all of these buses that claim that they don't do their pre-trips. So now Chris is pulling your videos. We got to find proof that you're doing them, because if we go to court, I have to show them you're actually doing your pre-trips. So I can only see the inside of the building, or the inside of your bus. So I hope to God you guys are walking your buses, you're checking your seats, you're checking your fluids, you're checking, your lights should be running, so your cameras should be running. You have to do your pre-trips, and this is exactly why. The one that he got us, Keith Dryling says he's got all these buses, so they don't stop at the stop signs. I said, look, I can't be on every bus, but I hope, as professional drivers, we are stopping at stop signs. He left our building, went to 45th, drove down 45th, and a bus was at Mays High School, pulled out, did not stop at the sign, came over here. He turned around at Mays High School, come back, he says, you will never believe what happened. Remember that conversation about the stop sign? It literally happened right here at Mays High School. Says, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh my God.
They see it, guys. You've got to follow the rules. We are not exempt from that.
We can stop at the stop signs, even though a car or another bus stops to let you out like at 45th on Mays Middle School, you have still got to stop at the stop sign before you pull out.
That's right.
Unless
Yep. So if you didn't hear that, Mays Middle School, for example, when traffic stops, if a car stops and they're letting you out, you still have to stop at that stop sign. It's not a yield, it's a stop. You have to stop, check traffic, wave at that person and thank them, and then you can pull out. A big one that I get a ton of calls about is Mays South Campus, the roundabouts. You have to yield to traffic that's in there. You're not exempt to that. Yes, we own that roundabout, but you still have to yield, okay? Yes.
On the pre-trips, so like my camera and stuff and my tablet, none of that is up for like a long time, like even when we're on the road. Are those cameras on and watching when we're doing pre-trip? Because I go out and start my bus and immediately do my pre-trip.
Yep.
I didn't know that they were up and going.
Yeah.
Okay.
If your bus is running or you've at least got the auxiliary power on, correct me if I'm wrong, the power's running. And that's why, is we're there to protect you guys. If turn that bus on, you got to anyway to check your lights. So now I can see that you're doing your pre-trip. I have a dozen drivers I have to go pull video on specific dates, specific times. And if you haven't done a pre-trip, we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
We've had like a couple cars run our stop sign when we're getting the kids out on the wheelchair. We have to put that out though, right? Even though we're picking up the kids in the wheelchair, right?
Yep, you're loading, stop sign goes out, yes.
At schools?
When I do my pre-trips in the morning, when I first get on the bus to check my oil, I do not turn my bus off.
But you're checking your lights at some point.
Well, but then after I check my oil, then I
I might pick up the kids in their house.
Okay.
But it's not
It's like
taking
you need a third
that
parent.
first initial.
Prove that you
Yeah, when we pick up their house.
So most likely we're doing.
Well, and you're gonna, I assume if you're doing a pre-trip from the out, you might not, because you're a little shorter. That rear door should come open at least, I should be able to see you opening that door. Well, there she's doing a pre-trip, okay? Kristen? Nothing? Okay. We're gonna hustle here. Lots of new developments coming up. If you guys haven't noticed, east side of Tyler between 45th and 53rd, this entire segment, building houses all in there, okay? There's also a segment north and west of the intersection of 45th and Tyler. That's the only info I have. I'm assuming they mean this. I do know that this area up here has also been purchased, correct? You're my guru.
Which area?
The corner up there at 53rd and Tyler, you said this, on the west side, that's been purchased as well? So,
Do we do like Central and 135th area?
nope. Two new additions at 45th and Hoover, up there on the corner, they're already going in.
Yeah.
We got another one, where's my words? The large complex, the apartment complex that's going in there, they're moving.
Yeah.
They're moving and grooving. East side of 35th, or 135th, north of 13th, so the Baptist church is down here. I think this is storage units.
Yeah.
All of this in here, they've already got it all leveled and they're working on that in there. They're putting more duplexes in right here at the corner of 135th and 13th.
Yeah.
Everything on the west side of 119th, all the way from 29th to 45th, that's all gonna be developed.
Wow.
119th, from Mays Road, north of Fontana, from 119th to Mays Road. They've already started, yep, working out there. That's all been sold and that'll all be houses. So lots of stuff coming in, guys. We need more drivers. Any questions before we leave?
That build more schools.
Build more schools, hire more drivers. Again, if you need to visit with Harlan, now's a good time to do that. Thank you guys for your time. Sorry we ran over.
Don't forget to clock out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's just meaning he was just waiting. I know.
But still, it's
How many people are
Right.
And also show up by
And then
It just reads the camera reading. You don't ever have to put a card in.
Right, I would like to show you how to figure out.
You don't have to do that, you just have to scan it.
One of the yellows,
Read the
every
QR
that
code.
wasn't just.
And it'll connect.
I know, I know, I walk by the same. Well, I should say 3 times a day, yeah.
Can somebody stop back here?
I was like, that little one, yeah. It was me.
We all know. I don't